In today's video, I'm taking care of 4 kitchen tasks that will take less than 10 minutes each, and they're probably one of those tasks that you've been putting off. Let's get it started. This video is brought to you by Aprondiva. Pretty and practical, we believe that an apron can be a homemaker's best accessory. Visit us at www.aprondiva.com. And this particular apron is one of our favorites, and it's sold rather quickly. But if you take a look at it, it's actually a bib apron. But when I don't want to wear the bib, I just fold it down and just put it on this way. And since I'm not cooking tomato sauce or spaghetti sauce today, I don't have to worry about my white shirt. So I'm wearing it this way today. All right, let's get it started. One of the tasks that always needs doing is cleaning the coffee pot, particularly if people are just giving it a good rinse and then reusing it. But today we're going to actually wash it out before we make that pot of coffee. So the first thing we're going to do is unplug it. Get rid of the grounds, toss out yesterday's coffee. And the thing about these pots is that sometimes the old grounds can get down in the bottom of the pot from when you've used it before. And people just give it a good rinse, pour it out, or shall I say a quick rinse, pour it out. But they don't really get it good and clean, as well as with the basket. And then sometimes you can even end up with grunge all around down inside there. So we're going to take care of all that today. And if you're wondering, why does it matter if I give it a good wash or just a good rinse? Well, sometimes you can get deposits that build up on the coffee innards. For example, if you look here, you can see where coffee is just kind of brown stained there, and those can affect the taste of your coffee. So if it's up here, it's probably also in there and also in here. So it's really good to maybe every month or so give your coffee pot a good scrubbing. And it's not something that takes a long time to do, it's just that we just don't do it. There's a lot of little nooks and crannies in here, and you want to make sure you get to all of them because they can harbor coffee grounds. Now we'll dry it up. And if you work in an office and the office coffee pot just sits there in the break room and it just gets rinsed out every day, and that coffee pot is kind of dark, that does affect the taste of the coffee. So you might want to have a good cleaner, good dishwashing liquid, and a bottle brush so that you can give that coffee pot a good scrubbing. Otherwise, you might end up with coffee that tastes burnt. And now this coffee pot is ready for use, and it should have a great fresh taste. The toaster is one of those things that just sits out on the counter. We use it just about every day. We slip in a piece of toast, we take it out, we go about our way, but we don't think about cleaning out those innards. That crumb tray can get quite crusty. And not only that, a toaster that has a lot of crumbs and different things like that in it can be a potential fire hazard. So you want to make sure you are cleaning your toaster at least once a week, if not every couple of weeks, depending upon how often it's used. And the first thing you want to do is to unplug your toaster. You definitely don't want to try to clean your toaster plugged in. Unplug the toaster is the very first thing you're going to want to do. The next thing you want to do is put your toaster on a tray so that you can give it a good shake and get all the crumbs and things out. So I'm going to take the toaster, turn it upside down. Then I'm going to take the trays out. And when you look at these trays, they're not too bad. There's just a few crumbs and that kind of thing that's on them. But we're still going to give it a good wipe, and we will put them in our dishwater. And when you look down in the toaster though, you can see that there are lots of crumbs that are down there. And we'll need to handle those with a little bit of a brush. Something small enough to reach down in there. You use a clean paintbrush or a pastry brush, and you just really get down in there. There's lots of crumbs and things that are down in there, and you're just trying to brush off as many as you can. Those brushes that you use to clean straws with, your glass straw, can also be very useful. These are really nice and small. And now look at all the crumbs that we've gotten out. I'm going to give it another good shake. All the crumbs that were down in there. And I'm going to wash off the trays, give them a good scrub, and then I will dry them thoroughly. Let them sit to dry before I put them back in the toaster. I'll wipe down the outside of the toaster while these are drying. And then we'll just wipe down the outside of the toaster with a little bit of distilled white vinegar. You don't need anything special. And then we're going to put our trays back in. And you want to make sure that you've got this end up. This is a little tray, and here's the edges on it. Just going to slide it down like that. Now the toaster's all clean and ready to go. And it took less than 15 minutes. Now the next task that I'm going to do is to clean these counters. And yes, we wipe our kitchen counters down every day, but how often do we strip everything off the counter and clean all the corners and that kind of thing? Ignore my timer of the oven going off. I'm just going to get to that in a little bit, but for right now, I'm going to strip everything off the kitchen counters and then give it a good wash down and then put the things back that I want to go back. So now let's get that started. To clean the countertop, I'm just going to use a mild solution of Dawn dishwashing liquid and water and just clean it up with a microfiber cloth. Use this scraper to scrape up little bits that I can feel. Can't see them, but you can feel this little bits of food stuck to the counter. In, so you can't see it. Now I'll just wipe it down with plain water to rinse off any soap that might be here. So this counter is now nice and clean, and when I run my hands along it, I don't feel any grit or anything like this. And this counter is nice and clean as well. So this counter's been reset. This counter has been reset, and you can tell this homeowner likes kind of a minimalist view on her counters. And now I'll clean this one. And as life often happens, I had to change my plan. So the fourth task that I'm going to do in this 4 tasks under 15 minutes is to clean out under this kitchen sink. And for the most part, it's not that bad. I just need to organize the things in the basket and give it a good sweeping out and then put them all back in. So that'll just take me, like I said, less than 15 minutes. To see more homemaking inspiration, click here. In the meantime, this is Denise Jordan saying you are not done yet. Click on the link in the comment section below and check out another of my homemaking stories. And I will see you next time.
Yay! Outro. Wait, I want to get him. Outro.
And don't forget to visit us at www.aprondiva.com.